Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon to those of you in the East, and good morning to those of you in the West. My name is Ben Boast. I am the Director of CORE4 and Communications for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes Golf Ministry. I want to welcome all of you here this morning. If you're having audio issues or a difficult time hearing us, I apologize. This webinar will be completely recorded and will be sent out to you after for you to have a chance to watch it again and distribute it to those who you think you might want to send it on to. I want to welcome you. During our presentation today, you will have a chance to ask questions. Up in the left-hand part of your screen, you'll see a button that says Ask a Question. I'm going to handle a couple of questions at the end of the presentation. So if you'd like to submit one, use that button if you would, please. And then also, if you'd like to view the presentation in full screen, there's a button up in the right-hand corner where you can view the presentation in full screen mode. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'd like to introduce to you our Executive Director at FCA Golf, Jim Essery.
Well, thanks, Ben, and thanks for everyone being on this call. It's a big day for FCA and FCA Golf, and I realize that some of you know the ministry and some of you don't. So let me just give you a brief background. FCA Golf is the sports-specific arm of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. And FCA is the largest sports ministry in the world, dates all the way back to 1954. Now, the purpose of FCA Golf is to impact young people, more specifically young aspiring golfers, inspiring them, now get this, to become biblically mature leaders. And we do that through the programs that we offer. We want them all to be fun and relevant, and we have programs like our camps, game day events with pros, breakfast with the pros, and our tour ministry called Tour Life. And we provide chaplaincy on a number of professional golf tours, developmental tours. And now there's CORE4. And today is crucial. And what you're going to experience is not only fun and relevant for young people, because it has the ability to connect them to their heroes, professional golfers like Tom Lehman and Kevin Streelman. Ultimately, we have the opportunity to connect them to Jesus Christ. I think everyone would agree on this call that technology is crucial to young people. And FCA Golf has faced the challenge of reaching the next generation of golfers by developing a technology platform called CORE4. So the purpose of this webinar is to inform you of CORE4, what it's about, and we'll do that. But I want you to know it's also to raise the funding that will keep CORE4 operating for the next 3 to 5 years and hopefully much longer. So again, thanks for being on this call, and I want to thank you for your time, and now allow me to welcome one of golf's greatest champions, Tom Lehman. Tom?
Good morning. How's everybody doing? It's good to be with you. Jim, thank you very much. It's great to be here this morning and be a part of this program. Just a few comments, I think, for me is number one is FCA has been incredibly important to me throughout my life. I got involved with FCA when I was 15 years old, and it probably was one of the biggest game changers in my life. It had the impact that's lasted all the way through today, which I'm now 53, so we're talking 38 years of following the Lord, and being introduced through FCA. So I know the power of FCA. To the extent that just recently we even began an FCA huddle group in the high school where my kids go, Notre Dame Prep here in Scottsdale. The traditional way of FCA huddle groups and FCA organizational programs is to develop, groups in high schools. Then FCA, the Golf Ministry, began reaching out to kids through golf. But it was contact, person on person, mentorship, discipleship. You name it, which is all great, and it's something I'm highly in favor of and will continue to support forever. But in today's world, there's things are a bit different. I have 4 kids, and I understand completely what their lives are all about and how they interact with each other, how they look at the world, and how they like to communicate. And the idea for me of something we've been talking about for a long time is how do you meet kids where they're at? The road that they're traveling is the road that you want to be on, and that one of the main roads is social media. Without question, the idea of Facebook, texting, all those things, the way they communicate is way different than when I was a kid. So CORE4 to me is an amazingly powerful tool that can be used to reach kids where they're at, control the content and give the message that you want to give, and then provide this link between kids who are searching for answers, who are looking for role models, who are, they're all over the place and trying to figure out what life is all about. Provide a network for them to be a part of, which is, lead them in the direction, that is going to really be highly beneficial in their lives, not only mentally, emotionally, but most importantly, spiritually. So anyway, that's the purpose, and that's the reason why I'm involved. I see it as a highly powerful tool to take a thing, which Kevin will talk about, called game day, where you make connections with kids and you develop a relationship with kids, and then to be able to follow those relationships through and walk down the road with kids versus just having that one-stop shopping thing at a golf course. So to me, the power of mentoring is in the ability to walk consistently through that road of life, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year with somebody, and this has the potential to do just that through social media, to walk with kids through life. And so for a person to develop a relationship with Kevin Streelman on a golf course, and then continue that relationship through CORE4, to me is really what it's all about. And to me, the reason why I'm involved is I see the huge potential in that. So I'm sure we all understand the power of social media and the power this program will have. So that's the reason why I'm here today.
Thanks, Tom. Now Kevin Streelman would like to say a few words about CORE4 as well.
Hey guys, good to be here, and thanks for joining us and spending some time with us and going out of your way to do that. We appreciate it, and we wouldn't be here if this wasn't extremely important to us and meaningful to us, and a huge part of our hearts and our passion and our vision going forward. I came to Ben about 4 years ago, and just in an off season when things with golf weren't, I'd say, at the highest level in the media and reputations, and was getting thrown through the mud a little bit. And I said, Ben, there's too many good people I know out here, too many good friends, too many believers. There's more we can do. We haven't been given this platform by accident, and if we're not doing something really useful to inspire others, to share our faith, to spread the word, then we're doing a great disservice. And it honestly just came to me that I said, I love working with kids. I enjoy spending time with them, particularly golfers, particularly aspiring tournament golfers. And I said, Ben, Tuesdays are pretty light days for us on tour. What if we brought out 30, 40, 50 kids, and they just kind of walked along with us during a practice round. And then afterwards, we could spend 20, 30 minutes and just share our faith, just be with them to just, if they need a hug, if they need a high five, if they need a signed golf ball, whatever they need, to just show that we're people who love the Lord, and we're there to show that and demonstrate that to them. And so that's where game day started. And Ben and Jim and everyone at FCA has just been awesome at growing this program in 3 years now, from something that we did it just a few times the first, and now we had 12, 14 last year. It's 10 this year. We're starting to see them come on the LPGA tour, on the nationwide, the web.com tour. Seeing Tom get involved here in the Champions, it's just to see it grow. It's been truly amazing. Now the one thing that we came to, I wouldn't say an issue, but these kids would come and we'd have these incredible talks and share these moments together. But then they'd go on their own way, and they'd go back to their families and their lives, and there was no way we could keep in touch. And that's where I think it came to Ben's heart to develop and the idea of CORE4. And it's the combination of, every kid has a smartphone these days. Everyone has access to the computer. Everyone does Twitter. Everyone does Facebook. Everyone does something on their phone constantly. Why don't we take something, give it our faith, our positive approach, combine them all into one, and give them a cool place to be able to go, to build their own locker, to see my locker, to see my favorite music, to see my favorite scripture, to for me to do goofy videos of Ricky Fowler, Bubba Watson, Webb Simpson, for them to shoot their goofy videos of doing the same training aids that we're doing, chipping into circles or into garbage cans or balancing things on each, golf clubs on top of each other. How long can you do that? Different developmental tools in order to just make us feel like a family. And so this is the next step. There's no doubt about it. We're going to be able to find out where the kids are, where the kids are interested in. We can shoot a camp out there and get, we can say, oh, there's 250 kids in New Mexico that are crazy about golf and crazy about CORE4 right now. Let's do a camp there. So it's just the obvious next step to be able to bring everyone together and to just continue to grow this, to grow our faith, to share the gospel, and to use technology to do it. So that we believe is the future. We're vested deeply into it. We believe in it, and we love doing it. So as much as you guys can support it, pray for it, and if you can't help financially, awesome. But just even come out to a game day, check it out, and just thanks for being here. So I'm good.
Tom and Kevin, thanks so much for being here today and for everything that you've done for the ministry and for endorsing CORE4. For those of you who may have just jumped on, my name is Ben Bose. I'm the director of CORE4 and communications for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes Golf Ministry. I want to just tell you a little bit about CORE4. It's a dream that began about 4 years ago as a ministry when we began to talk about what it would look like to do an actual physical academy or a location where young people could come and go to boarding school, learn about biblical worldview, and be trained at a high level in golf. And we were very close to actually building a physical academy in the Southeast when the economy took a turn for the worse. What we didn't know is that was going to give us an opportunity to do something that we believe is way more revolutionary than building a location like that, much more cost-effective overall financially. And this dream and this journey that we've been on goes back to a conversation about 2 years ago that I had with our executive director, Jim Essery, in my office. When we were talking about the academy, we were talking about our future of reaching young aspiring golfers and talking about the realities that the academy was not going to happen. I had personally been doing some research at that time on technology and where it was headed and how technology was moving in the direction where people were going to begin using it to help their lives, to actually grow, not just for social discourse or getting content or information, but they would actually use it to develop their lives. So this information that I was seeing as I was doing research got me thinking about why couldn't we build an academy online that really helped young people to grow? And that's where the idea of CORE4 started, was in my office about 2 years ago. At that time, we had no funding. We had no idea how we would build the technology. All it was an idea. We had a gentleman on our leadership team named Dave Ramos who we began having some discussions with, and he thought it was a great idea, especially the direction where Facebook was going. And so we just continued to dream. Where the dream started to become a reality is when a gentleman by the name of Gabe Cooper moved in on my street. And Gabe Cooper runs a company called Epic Think Media that has two arms to it, Shot Zoom and Brushfire. They are one of the top mobile providers by Apple. And Gabe is also a faithful man, believer in Jesus, and a former FCA vice president of his huddle in high school. So Gabe knows FCA, he knows ministry, and he knows sports. And we began to talk, and he saw the content that I would capture from game day out on the road, and he would say, "What are you doing with this, Ben?" And I said, "Well, nothing yet, but we want to do something." And I began to share with him this dream of a platform to help youth golfers, young aspiring golfers, develop both athletically and spiritually. Long story short, we're now in production, and Gabe's company is producing this for us. And I'll tell you a little bit more about them later as our technology partner. But that is the background of CORE4, and it is an amazing story. We could not be with a better technology partner to help us produce this. So what I'm going to do now is go through a brief presentation to help you understand more about CORE4, what it is, why we're choosing to do it, and then at the end I'll address a couple of questions that are going to come through this Ask the Question button up on the left-hand side. If you look at your screen and look in the top left, there's a button that says Ask a Question. As we're doing this presentation, if you have a question about CORE4, just type it in there and I'll look at them at the end, and I'm going to address 2 of them at the end as I look through them. So we hope that you enjoy this revolution in youth golf we call CORE4. Welcome to CORE4, powered by FCA. What is CORE4? CORE4 is a revolutionary youth golf technology platform designed to help young aspiring golfers grow athletically and spiritually. Before we get into the details about CORE4, I would like to begin the presentation by describing to you 2 challenges, one that is unique to FCA Golf and one that is not. By understanding these challenges, you will see why we believe that the amazing invention of CORE4 is such a spectacular development, and why you hear such passion in my voice and in the words of Tom and Kevin. It is because we believe that CORE4 will change the way sports ministry is done in the future. Our first challenge is this: technology is not going away. All industries are faced with the question of how to utilize technology to reach the next generation. Ministries are no exception. Second, youth sports have localized in the form of club sports and traveling teams. Also, individualized coaching is more accessible than ever at the local level. At FCA Golf, we began discussing these challenges about 2 years ago, and we believe that the CORE4 platform will answer these challenges with complete effectiveness. Before we are able to understand what CORE4 is and what it does, we first have to understand a little bit about the Internet and how it has evolved over the years. When the Internet first began, it provided us with content in the form of information, images, music, and videos. This management of content was called a CMS, or a content management system. As the Internet grew, we began to use it to learn, taking classes online, where we now interact with professors, other students, and even get degrees. This management of content was called a learning management system, or an LMS. As the Internet grew, with the emergence of social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Skype, we began to use the Internet to interact and share our lives. These opportunities for dialogue happen through social discourse systems, or SDS. CORE4 takes the best of the Internet, its history, and forms something new, a GMS, or a growth management system, providing content, coaching, and competition to drive the development of young aspiring golfers athletically and spiritually. I want to stop here and make sure that everybody understands our whole purpose for developing CORE4 is to help young people grow. It's not simply to create interaction, it's to develop the potential of their growth, both athletically and spiritually. So why do we need CORE4? Technology has become highly individualized and personalized, irreversibly changing our world. For younger generations, it's how life happens. Americans under 25 view technology as their primary social exchange, not just a cool way to communicate. If an organization desires to reach and influence the next generation, they must answer the question of how to use technology. CORE4 is our answer. Our target market for CORE4 is ages 12 to 17. Of young people in that age range, 93% go online, 75% have a cell or smartphone, and 73% have a profile on a social network site like Facebook. So here is why CORE4 works. Currently, Facebook has 1 billion users who share 250 million photos and click like 2.7 billion times daily. There is no denying the power of social media. You heard Tom and Kevin both reference that. CORE4 works because it connects friendship, competition, and sport-specific interaction to create a vibrant digital ecosystem. Our goal with CORE4, rather than replace Facebook, we hope to redeem social media by adding spiritual growth, competition, and world-class golf instruction to the tools that our students are already using. This new model of engagement takes the personal impact that FCA Golf has historically had on thousands of youth golfers and scales the potential reach to hundreds of thousands. So where do we get the name CORE4? In Mark 12:30-31, when asked what the greatest commandment was, Jesus responded, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. The second is this, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no greater commandment than these." CORE4 focuses on the four elements of heart, soul, mind, and strength spoken by Jesus, and it is our pattern for holistic growth inside CORE4. Now that you have some background about this project and the platform, let's take a look at CORE4. CORE4 is a beautifully designed, icon-driven platform optimized for both web and mobile. It combines social interaction, competition, fun, and simple golf instruction for the purpose of holistic growth both athletically and spiritually. Who will be the mentors inside CORE4? The mentors and coaches will be touring professionals from various tours, top instructors in the world, and FCA Golf staff. The heart of CORE4 is the challenge. Weekly challenges allow players to track their progress, share, and compare their scores. As athletes complete challenges, they are encouraged to throw down the gauntlet with their friends, spurring one another on to growth, both athletically and spiritually. Every weekly challenge contains an athletic element and a spiritual element. The athletic side contains four components: fun, fundamentals, functional drills, and fitness. The fun portion will allow athletes to compete in unique tournaments that increase the golfer's coordination and ultimately their love for the game. These contests will include short, lively videos along with demonstrations and comments from pros. Upon completion, students can enter their results to see how they stack up locally, regionally, nationally, and internationally on CORE4 leaderboards. In our section on fundamentals, CORE4 users will receive videos and articles from pros and top instructors, helping them to develop a solid foundation as they practice. In our functional drills section, we will provide youth golfers the ability to practice efficiently throughout their week. Drills will systematically address every aspect of a player's game over the course of several months. And finally, CORE4 will supply cutting-edge golf-specific workouts that help student-athletes improve their overall fitness and injury prevention. On the spiritual side of CORE4, in the weekly challenge, users will experience a balanced approach to spiritual growth. Challenges will be directed at the student's heart, soul, mind, or strength. Users will be encouraged to apply these lessons, comment on them, and share about what they've learned. Biblical content will help athletes understand how their spiritual health is connected to every area of life. This is the CORE4 locker room. Nothing says community to a young athlete like a locker room. Locker rooms are the home of an athlete's biggest victories and toughest battles. For that reason, CORE4 uses a locker room metaphor to build its social network of players and pros. Each user is given their own locker and the ability to see the lockers of others on their team or friends of theirs in Facebook. Nothing motivates a student-athlete like a community of their peers. This locker concept provides a forum for students to share their progress, scores, and spiritual growth. One of the most unique aspects of CORE4 is that it allows student-athletes to see their own lockers right next to the lockers of their favorite pros. CORE4 is a first-of-its-kind tool for allowing pro golfers to engage directly with young people. The busy lives of professional golfers allow very little margin for spending one-on-one time with youth. CORE4 allows pros to post tips, encouragement, and real-time updates from out on tour right from their smartphones. Now the pros can expand their spiritual impact to thousands of kids without having to drastically modify their schedule. When we look at the launch of CORE4, we believe the most powerful impact it's going to have is on the ground. CORE4 will launch during the first quarter of 2013 in Phoenix, Arizona. As CORE4 grows, it will expand to other cities, including San Diego, Honolulu, Dallas, Houston, the Quad Cities, Charlotte, and Jacksonville. In each of these cities where CORE4 is present on the ground, users will have the opportunity to go offline and meet with local CORE4 instructors and mentors trained by FCA Golf staff, creating a seamless link between the students' online experience and offline relationships, helping them to grow athletically and spiritually. For those of you who are listening, I want you to hear this very clearly. We are creating a very seamless, consistent link between the online world and the offline world, for these young people to have not just an online experience, but a full, well-rounded experience and relationship with others. And I know that some of you probably feel like out in the world today, young people are having a more difficult time interacting relationally. We are trying to avoid that by bringing them into actual relationships with others, centered around this platform. CORE4 also becomes a powerful tool for follow-up after young aspiring golfers attend FCA Golf-sponsored events, like Kevin talked about with Game Day, our junior golf camps, our Breakfast with the Pros. Young people will have an opportunity to fold back in, continue to interact, and grow athletically and spiritually. This is huge for us. And it will provide them with mentoring and life change that they are probably not finding in other places. There are probably some of you out there who have attended a Game Day event, or your young person has attended a Game Day event, and you know the power of its interactivity and its experience. Now we'll be able to prolong that experience after the event is over and continue that interaction. So now I'm going to take, it doesn't appear that we've had any questions from out there. Does anybody have, would you please chat in a question if you have any questions about CORE4? Would you type it in the Ask a Question box? Any questions here around the table?
Are you going to talk about the need? What's needed to get this?
Yeah. All right, so if there's no questions, I'm going to conclude my presentation. By talking a little bit about our technology partner. I mentioned earlier Epic Think Media, Brushfire and ShotZoom, and I mentioned Gabe Cooper. Epic Think Media produced in 2011 the #1 app design of the year endorsed by Apple. That just doesn't happen for many organizations and for companies. Epic Think Media also has 3 sports apps in Apple's Hall of Fame. They are #1 in the sport of golf with an app you may even have on your phone called Golf Shot GPS. They produced that app. They also do all of Tiger Woods' mobile technology exclusively. They are #1 in amateur sports. And they are also a national award-winning mobile provider for ministries. You all may also have an app on your phone downloaded from Focus on the Family called Plugged In, where it does movie reviews. That is an app that was built by Brushfire. So we have the mobile provider who's the best in sports and the best for ministries that is building CORE4 for us. We could not have a better partner. Could you read me that question? There was one that came in.
And beyond those cities.
Yes. To answer the question, are there plans to expand beyond the cities that were listed? Yes. Our initial launch will be in Phoenix, and our goal is to expand to those 8 cities. As we see young people using the platform around the country, CORE4 will expand naturally. Whether we will have staff on the ground there or trained instructors will be something that we will have to deal with as that happens. But we expect that young people are going to find out about CORE4 in a variety of ways, and will begin using it, and we'll be able to see that. So yes, there is a desire to not only expand CORE4 around the country, but also internationally as well.
Jim Sadler.
Jim Sadler.
What did he say?
Can Tom and Kevin talk about sharing?
Will FCA Golf provide CORE4?
Marketing tools at golf games.
Yes, we will have a plan to provide marketing tools at junior golf camps around CORE4 for those who are running golf camps within FCA.
Is it going to be free to all users?
Yes, that's a great question. Will the platform be free? It will be 100% free for all users.
Is it available now?
It is not currently available. We will do more webinars in the future coming up as we complete construction. The construction of CORE4 is fully funded. Our ongoing expenses for the development of CORE4 over the next 3 to 5 years is something that we're going to talk about here in a second on this webinar. But it is fully funded in its construction, and we will have things that you will be able to click through by the end of the year.
There was another question up there too, I think, for Kevin.
If you go up, Jim Sadler.
Jim Sadler.
Yeah, Jim Sadler wanted to know how
You scroll up.
tour life would be shared.
Yeah, it says, can Tom and Kevin talk about sharing tour life experiences with young aspiring golfers? Do you want to address?
I think we're going to, at this point, we're going to conclude our Q&A. If you would like more information about CORE4, the email is right there on the screen for you, core4@fca.org. I just want to thank everybody for taking the time to listen to this presentation about CORE4. This is an exciting revolution in technology to help young aspiring golfers grow athletically and spiritually, as I've mentioned before. For more information, please email us. Let us know any questions you have, and we'll be glad to get back to you. I'd like to introduce to you again Tom Lehman.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time today to be a part of this program. If you're like me, it's very, very exciting. There was a question about sharing experiences of tour life with kids, and that's really kind of the purpose, is to put my locker and Kevin's locker and Bubba Watson's locker and Zach Johnson's locker and all the different lockers right next to the kids who are part of this website. The idea of finding common ground and linking people together and then controlling the message and the content and mentoring, that's the whole purpose, to be able to take the experiences that men like Kevin have on the tour and in their life and to share that with kids who are coming up. I mean, there's so many questions that kids have. Where should I go to college? How do I go about doing it? How do I deal with recruiting? How do I deal with the social pressures, at school? And so you go way beyond just golf. You get the instruction, that's the purpose. And I'm going to be really quite frank with you. In my opinion, one of the most amazing things I've seen in ministry, especially with kids, in my entire golf career, which is from age 23 to now 53, is game day. Game day to me is one of the greatest ideas I've ever experienced in terms of reaching kids, touching kids, developing relationships. And CORE4 is just that natural progression of, okay, what now? What do we do now that we've developed this relationship? And I think that's, to me, the power of it all is to be able to reach out, touch, and continue with kids all across the country and across the world on a daily basis, and develop those relationships, continue the relationships, and build with the relationships. And for me personally, to be able to be involved with this, I can do it at home. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. I can be in Phoenix, and I can have a ministry to some kids all over the country, all over the world. Don't have to travel all over the world to make contact with them. And the power of that is amazing, and the efficiency is amazing. So if you're like me, you're really excited, you're thrilled, and you wait for this to come out and take shape and take place and to make a difference. My commitment is complete, as is Kevin's. I'm totally sold out and bought into this idea for the last few years, and I can't wait to watch it come to fruition. And it does take money, it does take effort, it does take talent. And so if you're out there today and you have something to offer, I would encourage you and challenge you to offer it to this program, whether it be your time, talent, money, or whatever. If you're a golf pro, if you love kids, if you have a few extra dollars, get involved, because it'll make an impact. one of my favorite verses in the Bible is, the one that talks about, "For what does it profit a man to gain the world yet forfeit his soul?" This whole thing is not about just teaching kids to be great golfers. If they can learn that along the way, fantastic. But most importantly, is to lead the kids and guide them in the way that's going to have eternal significance and eternal meaning, and that's the purpose, to influence kids with the power of the message of Jesus Christ and the grace and mercy in their lives, and use it through golf. So I hope you join us on this journey. It'll be an amazing journey. It's going to be an exciting journey, and I think a journey that you're going to stand back 10 years from now and say, holy smokes, these stories are absolutely amazing. I can't wait. Thanks for joining us.
And now we're going to have Jim Essery, who's going to conclude our time here by sharing a few details with you of how you can get involved. Jim,
thanks.
why don't we tell everyone about the Founders Club?
Thanks, Ben, and thanks, Tom and Kevin. I know for me as a staff guy and Ben, it's so encouraging to know how committed you are to CORE4. And what a great word. And again, the purpose of this call is to inform you, but also to raise the funding for this project for years to come. We've developed a club. It's called the Founders Club. And already in the last few days, we've seen people contribute as we've just started advertising it. But the real deal is this is an opportunity for you. And the Founders Club, the funding will provide a number of things, but one, it's going to provide ongoing technical maintenance that we need to keep CORE4 moving forward, moving properly. It's that daily care that this program is going to entail. Next, it's the development of content, and we know that with kids, we got to keep our video content and other info active and up to date to enhance the experience for young people. We want to create a smartphone app from the events that we do, the camps that we do, where kids game days that kids are very involved in. And then finally, we want to begin a base of funding to expand CORE4. Ben talked about our sites that we want to staff, that we want to do ministry in, where CORE4 is going to be active, and we see that as just very important. And so with the Founders Club, we know that you give because you want to see young people impacted, and Tom Lehman wrapped it up pretty well there. But we've developed a way of saying thank you to you for your gifts, and we've developed 3 levels. Let me walk through them real quick and we'll be done. But the Founders Club Level 1 will be at a level of $500 per year for 3 years. And you give whatever you can. That's all great. These are just levels we're going to give back to you as well. But for that $500 level, the founder receives a beautiful signed and numbered limited edition Zach Johnson lithograph that's called Master's Piece. And I think you'll really enjoy that. Level 2 is at $5,000. And again, if you can do it, that's great. If not, you choose the level, the giving spot that works for you. But the founder is going to receive one of our pro-ams that we do within FCA Golf. One that's a fall event at Isleworth Country Club in Windermere, Florida. The other is a Champions Tour Pro-Am. That'll be a spring event. So you choose which one works for you, and I think you'll enjoy that very much. And then level 3 is the $10,000 level. And for that, the founder received two days of golf, fun, inspiration, interaction with some pros, and but it'll be a great celebration for you if you can sign up for that level. All your expenses will be paid except for travel. And so, again, whatever the level is that you choose, and it may not be any of those, we just want you to get financially involved to see kids impacted for this life and for eternity. Right now, an email has been sent to you, and we want you to click the link that will take you to the CORE4. There's a drop-down box, and we just ask you to fill it out appropriately in the way that you feel like God is speaking to you. But we need your support. And we need your involvement. And I want to just say, too, that today you may be brand new to FCA Golf. We want you to get involved in what we're doing, all of our programs, especially with CORE4. We can't thank you enough for being on this call and wish you nothing but God's very best. And with that, I will close our time. And again, thanks.